One of the great features of the BrickStor high-speed data recorder is that you can aggregate them together to create more concurrent bandwidth for recording and more storage capacity to store longer recordings. So in this demo, I'm going to show how we're aggregating two BrickStor HDRs together. So when we're in this overview pane of the recorder tab, we can see we have NDR01 and NDR02. Each of these has 4 100 gig links and 12 pools enabled to record and playback recordings. And we can see the aggregated capacity of about 667 terabytes of capacity for recording. So let's generate a recording right from here. And you can see I have my recorder storage, which lists all of the pools. So I have 24 pools in this case, and 8 total network links that are enabled, all 100 gig each. So we're going to generate that recording right now. We see that we have 800 gigabits per second of network bandwidth enabled. So I'm going to go over to sessions and click start recording. And right from here, we can choose a name. And in this case, we also can get it automatically set to recording 1, but I'm just going to do sample. And we choose our duration. For this demo, we're just going to do 1 minute to be quick as well. And so essentially, we're going to go here, and you can actually create a test pattern too. So you have the way it's going to be stored, and then if we're going to generate a test pattern or just record off of it as well. So for this case, I'm going to generate a test pattern since I don't have a sensor or RF signal to record. And I'm going to add my channels, which are in this case going to be multicast UDP, from a CSV file. So when I add this list, I can see the total number of sockets. So the channels, 460 channels or sockets, equals 498.1 gigabits per second of bandwidth we're recording. And then it's going to require, just for 1 minute, 67 terabytes of capacity. So you can see we're creating and recording a lot of data very quickly. And if we go over to here, we can see the sockets. We can see what the channels we selected and the estimated data rates of each channel. So the way the recording works is when you choose a socket or to subscribe to, you give it an estimated max data rate. This helps the system automatically balance what physical NIC it's going to record over, as well as what pool to record to in this case as well. And so we're, in these cases, auto-assigning the network link and the pool. You could manually do this, but it's really not necessary. We also see the links and how they're being used, and all the storage pools are being enabled here, and the capacity. So now I'm going to go ahead and start that recording. It'll take a few seconds to spin up. So we can already start to see the recording in progress. We see the 460 channels or sockets that are being created, and we can see the bandwidth here. So almost 500 gigabits of bandwidth, and you're getting the real-time activity of what's happening here as well, the data rates, the number of packets, all that information is being there. And down here we can see what's happening in real time on each channel too, the data rates that we're seeing in real time, all in real time. And then of course, at the end of the 1 minute playback, you're going to have the ability to export this information reports. You can look at different things like the settings. You can look at different views like packet rates and bit rates. So a lot of flexibility to look at what you might be interested in seeing here. You can also group things to see, what do things look like by the physical link or by storage pool to see, what's being written, how many sockets to each pool. So you can see we're pretty balanced in the number of sockets here as well as the bandwidth. And then to the recorders, right? We're doing, as I mentioned, 2 HDR units. So 2 identical BrickStor HDRs with 4 100 gig NICs in each of them. So that 1 minute recording has stopped. And so we could, as I mentioned, export it if we're interested, PDF of the report and everything. But of course, what's also important, the ability to play back a recording. So we can record something and then play it back. So right from here, I can actually play this, and it'll play that back onto the network. So I'm going to do that. It's going to start and initialize the playback. And so you can see now we're playing all that data back. And so if we had another BrickStor HDR, we could be recording that, or maybe you're training or testing some or other type of equipment that you're playing back into to test for that. We can also look at the slip distribution. So we're playing all these packets for the most part within less than 10 milliseconds of the time they record across all the channels. So everything is in sync as well. And we can see down here, same type of statistics as to what's happening in real time on each of those channels and sockets. So that can complete. You can also manually stop that. You also have the ability to select where you want to play from. So maybe for this playback, I only want to play a certain period of the time, maybe part of the signal I'm interested or whatever happened. I can choose to do that and only replay from that particular time, and it'll start right from that as well. So a lot of flexibility there too. And then of course, sometimes people want to be able to analyze these recordings and packets with other tools. So you also have the ability to export this data. So you can export the data from here to an NFS share or over SCP to an external connection, and all the data will be sent and exported with all the metadata there as well. So you can analyze it using other tools like MATLAB or whatever you would like to analyze it with. That concludes today's demonstration. If you have any more questions or would like a more detailed demo, please reach out.